Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. I'm Linda Karnauskas, and I want to thank you for joining us on this Wednesday, July 6th, and we hope you all had a fun and happy 4th of July. We have an informative show for you today. First, I'm going to be visiting with John Worden, a member of the Human Rights Commission here in Owatonna, and we're going to get update there and find out all what's going on. And then later on, we'll be visiting with Kim Purscell from the Steele County Historical Society, and she's going to be talking to us all about the Extravaganza coming up here next weekend. The Owatonna Today Show welcomes your suggestions and comments on guests and show topics. You can contact us by emailing us at owatonnatoday@charter.net or by contacting our show's producer, Leanne T, at 390-5751. Now, we will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with John Worden and the Human Rights Commission. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet.
And I'm Dr. Nick Vincelli of Horizon Eye Care.
We want you to see what you love and love how you see. We're proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now, I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Hi, I'm Tim Van Gelder, and I play Duty.
And I'm Jason Meyer, and I play Roger in LTO's current production of Grease, directed by Craig Berg and sponsored by the Wenger Foundation.
Performances of Grease will be held Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, July 7th, 8th, and 9th at 7:30 p.m., with a matinee on Sunday, July 10th at 2 p.m.
And again the following Thursday through Saturday, July 14th, 15th, and 16th at 7:30 p.m., with another matinee on Sunday, July 17th at 2 p.m.
Tickets are available at the LTO box office by calling 451-0764 or online at littletheaterofowatonna.org.
Don't miss LTO's production of Grease.
That was a good one.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're here visiting with John Worden from the Human Rights Commission. Welcome to the show, John.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Now, John, tell us a little bit about yourself. We've never had you on the show before, so why don't you share a little bit about yourself with our viewers?
Sure thing. Well, I'm a native to Montevideo, Minnesota. Grew born and raised, and I went to the cities for some schooling and met my lovely wife and came down here for working with your lovely clinic. And ever since then, I've been getting myself involved in random things. Human Rights Commission is the most popular at the moment, and I guess that brought me here.
And how long have you been involved with the Human Rights Commission?
About a year, maybe just over.
So did you get recruited or did you volunteer your thoughts?
Kind of a mix. There was an open event here in town that get involved in your city and how to get involved in your community. Went there, met the mayor, and voiced my interest, and he said, I have a spot in the Human Rights Commission, are you interested? And I said yes.
Good, thank you for saying yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Share with us too, what is the Human Rights Commission? Share us a little bit with us about that.
So the Human Rights Commission of Owatonna is essentially a good sounding board on one part for the community for issues that come up so that citizens can voice their concerns with a favorability, of course, towards anyone in the community, but we tend to hear more of the minority side, but it's open to all. Another aspect of the community for us is the education part, and we very much prevention is much better than treatment, as a medical doctor says, and I agree with that. And so education to the community can help prevent some of those little things, little small fires that may or may not come up, and we can prevent that by becoming involved, becoming a bigger community, and showing the community that we want to make them a better functioning whole.
What would a concern be that someone would approach the Human Rights Commission on, or you, say they saw you at the blast and
Sure.
you know, John, I got this issue, how do I go about it?
Well, the most common ones that we tend to have come up is I having trouble understanding your culture in that we have this a payment structure that is different than and more structured, I would say, than many other places as the developing world continues. It's no majority of those who come to Owatonna are familiar with the banking system, but where a deposit happens, where money sits and then goes out and then has to be done in a timely manner. Americans are very much time-oriented, and so that can sometimes be problematic for those cultures that are more task-oriented. And so the Human Rights Commission can definitely function as a facilitator to help those people become familiar in how to process that. And we can go to the landlord or whoever is causing the issue and say, this is a new person, they're learning the system, and they're well-intentioned, well-meaning, and so then it becomes an issue of simply communicating so both sides become happy and that everything gets resolved.
We were visiting a little before we got on the air, and one of the reasons you wanted to become involved in human rights was an experience you had as a young child. Would you share your story?
Absolutely.
With the viewers?
So young, before I was into this world, my mother got on a school bus and was kicked by a little 6-year-old in the stomach while I was in the stomach, and my mother was told by this young 6-year-old, "You don't belong here." She was going to finish up her high school, and having heard that story, that really moved me as a young child, and I thought, what would make a manifestation of such a thought to a young person? And ever since that, I've thought, I have to do something to make sure that doesn't happen again to anybody of any age, and becoming involved. And as I said, education seems to be the primary way of preventing that. Of course, you put out a small fire when it's there, but if you can prevent the fire from burning in the first place, I think that's much better. And so just being in the forefront of educating communities and working to fix small problems, Habitat for Humanity, small civil neighborhood councils, just becoming involved. So I've done that throughout my life, and this has seemed like the next step is becoming part of the Human Rights Commission to continue that.
Now, what's your cultural background?
I'm half Mexican.
Okay, and was your mom new to this country at
that
time?
She was, yeah.
Okay.
She had come up from Mexico, from Hermosillo, and came and was going to finish up her high school, and that was where she was at the moment.
Well, I want to commend you for acting on the positive side of an experience like that instead of letting the negative side and take you down, whether that's making you productive and helping other people and
Sure.
in your cause and whatever. Now, and I thank you for sharing that. That isn't always a fun thing to share, but
Sure.
we need to hear it sometimes. Let's talk a little bit about the agenda that's coming up with the Human Rights Commission. There's something very near and dear to your heart you want to talk about.
Indeed. So the area down by the blast, my wife and I were walking by, and we saw this nice wide canvas, and our art in Owatonna as mural form is very much in evidence. And so I thought, look at this place. And there were some other artists down there of the community that had already voiced their thoughts, and the police had taken that down. And we thought, well, it's already been recognized that this is a canvas that is well available. And it's by a place that's utilized by the public. That walking path is very appreciated. The blast is very much a central part of this community in terms of where you see populations there all summer long. Why not put a very picturesque thought put into it? And as I said, the Human Rights Commission, and the best way to educate or get a community to be together is educate, develop that community ownership of that area into a mural, where the mural can show a diversity of the community and that everyone in the community can appreciate that instead of just a select few that are utilizing it for their means. And so that's where the idea began. Since then, there have been a number of discussions and talks as how best to make that into a reality. So it's come from what I would call a pipe dream now to the very beginnings of reality, where this week I'm meeting with the Park and Rec Board to get the spot more certified, and then if their approval is there, if not, to move on. We've had an artist look at the area to give his thought, put in a potential quote. An artist, not the artist. We have yet to decide who that be. We're discussing there'll be a letter in the newspaper coming shortly if all goes well. That will help get public support and public viewpoints for how this mural should take shape. My dream is that it becomes a unified project from high school students, and the artist kind of turns that into what those students want to see, both to help that community support grow as the community grows. Studies have shown that if you take a community ownership at that age, it continues on long into its existence, and it becomes harder to put more other paintings up there that aren't appropriate.
So from your experience, you've seen communities pull together from all different cultures to help produce a mural.
Yeah.
And you'd also mentioned some artists. What are some of the artists that you had looked at so far?
One of them that brought this thought put to mind more recently is a man by the name of Tacumba. He's from the cities. He has not yet been made available, but maybe looked at in the future. Another one that we had visit was by the name of Sean, and he stopped in. He's done some work locally and statewide, interstate, and he was the one that locally took care of assessing the area and what would cost, an approximate value in time, etc.
So when you get the artist, then you pull it together, and how do you decide on the content?
They're hoping that the community will help decide that. My dream, of course, is the students would get the content to the artist, and then the artist would pull that together, whether literally or metaphorically, into a straight design. The thought I had with Tacumba, he pulled it, and as I remember correctly from the cities, he put it straight on by the hospital from a bunch of child patients, and that's what the mural became. Pretty much their direct content. Now, we've had Steele come and talk to our board, and his thought perhaps, do you want to do something metaphorically? Different cultures have different forms of bread, where the Somalis have their sourdough bread, Mexicans have tortilla, or Hispanic, I should say, and Americans, we have our standard, flatbread, lefse, thank you.
Indians have naan, I think
it
is.
Yeah, and you can just kind of put that as one giant mural with different collages, and that hasn't been fully decided, but that's the thought put right now.
Okay, well, great. Well, that sounds like a great project.
Thank you.
And what else do you have on the agenda coming up here?
Big one coming up is our annual Dr. Martin Luther King Day Jr. Breakfast, and one of my dreams that I'm going to put forth, and we're having all our members put forth, is I would like to get Colin Powell. I think that's a shot to the stars. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm going to try. I heard him speak up in the General Mills in the cities a few years back, and he's a great speaker that pushes the whole, you pull yourself by your bootstraps and you push forward, and he has a great comment on mosquitoes the size of softballs at Camp Ripley, and I couldn't agree with him more. It's very true. And so that's my dream. Reality is, we'll have a few members putting forth a couple of different people, and we'll see, what comes forth from that.
He'd be a great speaker. And you do never know.
It's true.
You said the application process, what did they ask?
There is a spot on there that says you have different, his group that organizes for him says, only travel expenses and lodging, and that is an option. So I did click that, and so if that even becomes an option, then we have that to bring forth.
And that would be for the breakfast on that
Correct.
day? Okay.
Correct.
Well,
correct.
We have to change venues.
If it's that pipe, yes. Like I said, it's a pipe. That's the pipe dream yet. It becomes reality as things progress, then we'll adapt.
Oh, we may even have a parade.
In January that gets tough. I don't know, but Owatonna supports them.
So I hear you saying then the Human Rights Commission is a lot of things.
It is.
And it's a place you can go to, and education. And where is your heart exactly?
My heart?
Yeah, as far as what...
I'm more on the education side, but by all means, I serve the community. If the people have an issue and they come forth and it needs to be resolved, that's where it'll be taken care of. But I think in times where you're not needing that sounding board, I think education is by all means prevention of putting fires before they come about, put them out. So I think that's where it needs to be.
And how would they contact you, or how would they contact someone on the human rights for whatever we talked about today interested them?
Sure. I think the easiest way is I forget my email. There's a city email, human rights email, and I have to go pull it up. I apologize. But there's also any member of human rights can be contacted. We have our open meetings on Tuesdays, second Tuesday of every month, where it's an open forum, and they can definitely come and there.
So anyone can come and be educated?
Yes, educated or put forth in a concern.
And where do you meet on Tuesdays?
We meet here in the building, city building, on generally the second floor. You have to look and see when you come in, and at 5:30.
Thanks for coming in and sharing. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
And John Worden, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Well, we will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
The River Springs Water Park at 3065 St. Paul Road is open for the summer. Come with family and friends to enjoy the many features the water park has to offer. Open swim hours are listed on the screen. For more information on daily specials, programs, and large group packages, visit our website, call the water park at 774-7370, or find them on the River Springs Water Park Facebook page. Make a big splash this summer at the River Springs Water Park.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead and Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
At Triumph Graphics, we think beyond ink. That's why you should make us your source for creative concept, design, print, mail, and web. Check us out today at triumphgraphics.com.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're here in the studio with Kim Purscell, Executive Director at the Steele County Historical Society. How are you, Kim?
I'm super, thank you.
Now, you're here today to talk about the Extravaganza, aren't you?
Absolutely. It's hard to believe it's come up already. To me, that's kind of the midpoint of the summer. And that's kind of a scary thought to me, thinking, we're just starting to get into the swing of things and feeling like it's summertime. And
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I can't believe that that 4th of July is over already.
I know.
And the Extravaganza is this weekend.
It is.
So I'm amazed that the 9th and 10th, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm amazed you had time to come in and talk to us today.
Yeah, things are pretty crazy around the village right now as we're preparing for it. This is really our big summer event. And so we have volunteers scurrying around. We've got the committee who's taking care of so many details, so many moving parts, and so many things going on. So it's a little bit wild and crazy, but I get the easy part to come and talk about it and share excitement, whereas they're sweating out there today.
Well, and you've got a great team, volunteers, people that care about. We were out the other day at the Village of Yesteryear for something else and visiting down at Gus's there.
Yes.
Gus's gas station. And it just always looks great.
Doesn't
it?
It
looks
though?
Remarkable, and everything just looks. You're so proud when you drive by there.
It is just such a unique feeling when you walk through there, and it's just peaceful and it's beautiful, and it's so unique because you feel like you were propelled into a different time. And
the building itself, it's the historical center itself. Just an accomplishment for our community. And
Isn't
it's just
it?
The whole thing, you just smile and you feel good about it.
So true. Thank you for those positive comments.
No, you do. So let's talk about the Extravaganza.
Sure.
When does it start? It starts Saturday?
It starts Saturday with the Chuck Wagon dinner.
Okay.
And first, I just want to say this is the 30th anniversary. So it's been around for a long time, and we've had it really evolving and perfecting throughout the years. So this year is going to have some new things and have some continuing things. And so if you've been here for the other 29 years, you definitely want to come back again because there will be some new things. But yes, Saturday night at 5:30 to 7:30, we've got the Chuck Wagon Supper in the History Center. And we'll have some entertainment in there, and people can just come and enjoy a delicious meal.
What's on the meal? What's on the menu?
Well, we've got locally made brats and pork burgers, and of course, pulled pork. And so we've got a variety of salads that go along with that, and it's just a very healthy, nutritious, and delicious event. And so we want to encourage people that you can still buy your tickets at either Triumph Graphics, Kotke Jewelers, or at the History Center, and they're $15 a person. And so you want to plan to come to that. And then on Sunday is the actual Extravaganza day. And so that starts at 11 in the morning. And so you can park at the History Center, you can park anywhere on the street or by the ball diamonds and walk on over. And we've got things that really kick off right at 11. We'll start with the national anthem by Rebecca Summer is going to come.
Oh, Rebecca.
And, yeah.
Whoa. Beautiful voice.
Beautiful voice.
Wow.
And so we'll have the color guard there, and we'll kick it off in a very patriotic way. And following that, we've got activities happening on stage throughout the day. We've got tractor races, the old-fashioned tractor races. And so if you have, and I'm sure you do have an old tractor, Linda.
In my closet.
That bring it on over.
Maybe I could get one of the grandkids' pedal ones.
There you go, you could. So yeah, because, it's reminiscent of agriculture in Steele County, we are trying to build that into the day. And so, yeah,
we've got actual races, Kim?
Yes.
Or is it a pull?
No, it's actual races and doing some agility. I don't know if you call tractor agility, but you would if it was dogs going through.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's kind of skills things.
Okay.
And then, of course, a big favorite is the Rendezvous group. I don't know if you have been there when they've been there, but they actually camp on the grounds for the week. And they are there doing demonstrations such as leather work and butterfly collection, and
that's a hobbyist group.
It is
that travels everywhere. That's what they do on the weekends.
They do.
Wow.
And so we've got that group is going to be there. We've got demonstrations. We've got a grave digger from
Wow.
the 1800s. We've got demonstrations on how they would wash the clothes before there were electric washers and dryers. We've got soap making. We've got just a variety of hands-on demonstrations that people can go and just learn and observe and experience what it was like. I think the beauty of something like this is it gives you a perspective of today versus how tough it was in years gone by, and so it's really a fun experience to do that. And then, of course, we've got Teddy Roosevelt, who will be coming back to share about his life as a Rough Rider. We've got Straight River Sal, who's going to be performing. We've got the Steel Steppers and a vintage baseball game. And you wouldn't think baseball has changed much over the years, but it truly has. And so we actually have the Rochester Roosters coming to play the Owatonna Owls. And so we still have space available if people would like to play. All you come with is your sense of humor and some fun. And we provide the costumes and everything. So that'll be a really fun time. And it goes throughout the day till 5 o'clock. And so the best part is that it's open to families and it's free. So, of course, people have the option to purchase things while they're there, but to come on the grounds and just do the demonstrations, to see everybody on stage, that is all free to the family. So it's very family friendly.
Now, who's playing in the game? The big baseball game?
The Rochester Roosters against the Owatonna Owls.
Okay, and they'll be over. Will they be over at the ballpark then, or will they announce that?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And that's at 3 o'clock. And yeah, it'll be the ball diamond closest to the backside of the village.
All right. Mm-hmm. And the people that'll actually be working behind the scenes, promoting and showing all the exhibits and different things, will they welcome questions and how things were done? Will they be expertise in their area?
Absolutely. They are what we call interpreters, and so they are interpreting history into live demonstrations. Mm-hmm. And so, yes, they are studied up and will be in costume and really trying to make it an overall experience for people.
And is it something you can bring the children to?
Of course. Yes, we highly encourage that. In fact, this year, for something different, we're actually having some old-time games as well. So besides being able to make things and do some hands-on things, they can actually exert some energy with some old-time games and really experience life in a simpler time where there's no video games and it's making your own fun. And so that'll be new to this year.
So I hear you saying you're inviting anyone who would like to come and leave today. When you walk onto the grounds of the village of yesteryear, where this will be happening here in Owatonna, leave today at the door.
Right,
and just
exactly.
kind of experience.
Yeah, immerse yourself into, the 1860s and just open your eyes and take it all in, because it will be educational and entertaining, and so we're calling it edutainment.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there must be something about this. I see that you're advertising, and there'll be 1919 root beer.
Yes, root beer floats, old-fashioned ice cream floats being sold in the Beaver Lake Pop Stand. And so, yeah, that'll be there. We have food throughout the day that you can purchase. You can have sloppy joes, you can have ice cream and cake, and all sorts of other tasty treats.
And you wouldn't want to miss going into the general store, because
absolutely,
there's probably a little going on in there too, right?
Absolutely, and also in the History Center. We'll have that open all day as well, so people can come and walk through the exhibits and stop in the gift store and, enjoy the day.
So if they have questions, they can contact the Historical Center?
Of course.
Okay.
Yep, and that's 451-1420. Or they can look at us online, steelehistorymuseum.org, or check us on Facebook. We're trying to get information out as many ways as we can.
Okay. So Saturday night and then all day Sunday.
Correct.
Won't want to miss it. And then the weather, I hope is great.
I'm hoping, we're hoping that this hot snap will be done by then.
It'll be good.
Yes.
Whatever way. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
We'll take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Rich from Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. Come and see us for all your sign and truck accessory needs.
We hope you enjoyed visiting with Kim Purscell about the Extravaganza and with John Worden and the Human Rights. We enjoyed the show and hope you did too. Well, it's time for community announcements. The next Living Well with Chronic Conditions workshop begins Thursday, July 7th and will take place every Thursday from 5:30 to 8 p.m. for 6 weeks at the Coda Living Community, 2255 Northwest 30th Street, Owatonna. For more information or to enroll in the Living Well with Chronic Conditions workshop, call Linda Hoffman at 507-977-2171. The 30th Annual Steele County Historical Society Extravaganza will be held July 10th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Village of Yesteryear. Admission is free. Don't miss our 11th Annual Chuck Wagon Supper on Saturday, July 9th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. featuring pulled pork sandwiches, potato salad, calico beans, homemade bars, and 1919 root beer. Tickets are $15 per person, with children 6 and under free with a paying adult, and tickets are available at the Steele County Historical Society, Kotke Jewelers, and Triam Graphics. Sundays in the State Summer Movie Series at 215 North Cedar Avenue, the former State Theater space, will feature on July 10th Rocky, so you won't want to miss that. And then the Riverbend Nature Center invites you to join the Rain Garden Care Crew, an all-volunteer group that will meet once each month to help maintain the rain garden in front of Riverbend's Interpretive Center. The next meeting takes place on Tuesday, July 12th at 4 p.m. New members may join at any time simply by attending a monthly meeting. No registration is required. For more information on the Rain Garden Crew, please contact Amber Brossard at rbnc.org. And the Steele County Safety Council on Wednesday, July 13th, the Minneapolis FBI has developed a presentation which addresses the active shooter threat in diversity of situations. During this presentation, they'll have a special agent on board that will cover an active shooter situation and increase your probability of survival. And this will be held at the Elks Club, 12 to noon on Wednesday the 13th. Well, we want to thank you for joining us today. We hope you'll join us on Friday when we'll be on location with the Owatonna Steele Amateur Radio Field Day, and then we will be down at Gus's gas station to hear about their fundraiser. Meanwhile, have a great day.